Yes, students, we will revise one last chapter, that is chapter 15, which talks about the budget and budgetary control. In this chapter, whatever we will be learning is like an extension of what we learned in standard costing. Sir, what is the first concept behind the standard costing? It was the cost control. What do we do, sir? We will set a standard cost at the beginning of the period. Then, as and when we do the work, we will compute the actual cost, compare the actual with the standard, and see if there is any variance. We will look into the reasons for it. Okay, if it is favorable, very good. If it is adverse, then we will look into the reasons and we will try to implement some changes in the organization so that at least in the next year it will not repeat again. Clear? So means standard cost is what, guys? It is acting as a target for you. You have to keep your actual cost below that or maybe at par with that. But you should not go above that, which is nothing but like our budget. Clear? Now even our country has a budget. The finance minister of the country, the Madam G, okay, every year she will come and present a budget in the month of February, which will be applicable from 1st April. Okay, very important for tax students, correct? Every time I pray that Madam should not make any changes on that. But Madam has to come out with changes. If not, she cannot impress the public. Clear? And whenever there is amendments, it's a big headache for teachers, and next headache is for students. Clear? Especially last time, lot of changes in capital gains and tax rates. They made it. That too in between the year. It became very difficult for students for academic purpose. Why, sir? From 1st April to 22nd July, different rates. From 23rd July, different rates. Clear? Means in the same year, two different rates. Clear. Chalo. Anyway, that we can manage in taxation. Let us come back to costing now. So in this budget, what does the madam present is? Sir, in the upcoming year, it is always for future. Budget is always for future. In the upcoming year, that is from the beginning of the next financial year, that is 1st April. Sir, what is our plan? What all estimated income we have? What is our estimated expenditure? All the plans, they will explain it through the budget. And what are the government plans? For which plan, how much they are planning to incur. Everything they would be discussing in this. Okay. Now, even for a family, there would be a budget. Parents would have normally worked out a budget. Okay, this is our earnings. Okay, this is our regular expenditure. We will set aside some amount for savings or investment. Remaining, we will see. Okay, or once in a year, they can also plan a trip for student, children's education fee. Everything they would set aside. Clear. Remaining, if any, they will plan some discretionary things. Discretionary things means maybe shopping or maybe going for a trip like abroad trip or maybe buying some new items for a home or even buying a gold or anything like that. Clear. That is only when they have huge surplus or extra surplus money. Yes, even when it comes to organization, they will prepare a budget, guys. That is in the upcoming year or in the upcoming period. Normally, budget is prepared for a year, but what they do is once they prepare for a year, they will break down into a small parts, guys. That is per month, per quarter, and all, so that they can make sure that at the end of every month they are achieving their targets. Because if I wait till the end of the year, what if I have not achieved? I cannot go back and correct everything. At least if I break down the budget into small parts like per week, per month, or per quarter, at the end of every month, I can reach it. Whether we are acting as per the budget. So once the organization set a budget, in this, what do they do, sir? They will first fix sales budget. When they are fixing a sales budget, they will also coordinate with other departments. First, they will call a meeting. There will be something called as budget committee. They will call for a meeting in which all the functional managers would be there, like production manager, purchase manager, sales manager, marketing manager, all HR manager, all these people would be involved in this. What do they do, sir? Simple. Now, for sales manager, first the top level management will ask, sir, what is the expected sales we can achieve in the next year? Assume in the current year 1 lakh units we have sold. We cannot expect the same 1 lakh units in the next year. There should be some growth. So now sales manager will tell, sir, we can achieve 1,50,000 units, sir. 1,50,000 units. Now for this, what are the different ways? They will also tell, sir, we need to do marketing, we need to do advertisement, we need to spend so much, we need to appoint more salesmen. Everything they will give the strategy and idea. How do we reach 1,50,000 units? Because we are planning 50% increase. Clear. So this is what the sales manager will explain. Now we will ask production manager, are you ready to produce 1,50,000? Do we have enough resources to produce 1,50,000 units? Because if I have to sell 1,50,000 units, I have to produce 1,50,000 units. No? Yes. So production manager, we will question, do we have enough capacity to produce 1,50,000 units? If not, employ more people, purchase new plant and machinery, take new factory, Okay, that is nothing but where the production happens. That is opening a new branch. Okay, and if there is no enough purchases, I mean, sir, if there is no enough raw material available, then we call it as key factor. Assume maximum raw material available is only 1,20,000 kgs. So as per that, I have to plan my sales also. So our sales I can do 1,50,000, but there is no raw material. What do you do? So if there is any key factor also, you have to consider that while preparing the budget. Same way, sir, to produce 1,50,000 units, we need labors. Check with the HR manager. Do we have so much labors? If required, please appoint new people as early as possible because there is a manpower requirement. Now consult even purchase manager. Sir, can you purchase 1,50,000 raw materials? When do you purchase? Please plan properly. Is the raw material available in the market? How much money is required for it? Do we have so much money? Everything we need to plan because if I have to purchase 1,50,000 kg, assume for each and every unit of output, I require 1 kg of input. So totally how much raw material I have to purchase in a year? 1,50,000, which we call it as annual demand. Now you properly plan how much should be my reorder level, how much should be my purchase quantity, that is reorder quantity, everything you plan properly and confirmers can we achieve with respect to purchase. Production manager will tell, yes, I can produce, provided we have labors and raw material available with us. So for labors, whom will we consult? HR manager. For raw material to be purchased, whom will we consult? Purchase manager. Clear? Like this, we will consult each and every one of them and also the supervisor. Sir, how are the workers improving or working? Can we increase their efficiency? Yes, maybe by giving them some bonus or incentives. Correct? If I am giving them fixed pay, okay, every day you work, I will give you so much. Their productivity may not improve. If I ask them to work and if you save time or maybe if you produce more and more, I will give you some incentives or bonus. Maybe they will get a motivation and they will start working. So all this has to happen well before us. Clear? So like how you guys also prepare a timetable, correct? So just before your exams, when you start your preparation, you will also prepare a timetable either for 3 subjects or 6 subjects, depending upon how many papers you are writing or how many groups you are writing. Accordingly, daily target you will keep on achieving. No? Same way, organization also. They will prepare a budget for a year and they will break down into like per day, per week, per month. So they keep on achieving it. And they will also see at the end of month you assume they will see what is the actual work done with the budgeted. Are we in line or if there is any deviation, immediately take action. And whoever is responsible for it, maybe we may penalize them. Okay, because you are not able to achieve the target as desired. Got it, guys? Yes. So this is all about the budget, and there is a lot of things to coordinate also. As I told you, sir, just preparing the budget is not enough. I need to coordinate with each and every department functional manager. And now this functional manager, assume I have given a target for production manager to produce 1,50,000 units. Now he will take care of his team. He will make sure that his team will achieve this. Clear? Yes. And every functional manager means the head of each department, including finance and even finance department. We will ask, do we have so much of money? Okay, to do all this. If not, please raise the extra money through either debt or equity or whatever it is. You try to raise. So each and every functional manager or department manager will be a part of this budget committee while discussing. But for this budget committee, one head would be there. One among them, we will choose them as a head. Why, sir? Because whenever the top level management calls, like CEO or CFO, everyone cannot go. Correct? There will be one person who is representing this budget committee, who is called as budget controller or budget officer. Is that clear? So even you guys know, like there is something called a GST council. Correct? Any decisions with respect to GST will be taken by whom? GST council. And GST council has various members. Correct? From each and every state, one member. Plus, totally how many states are there for GST? 31. Including 3 union territories with state legislation. That is Delhi, Pondicherry or Puducherry and Jammu Kashmir. These 3 actually are union territory but are considered as states for GST purpose. So totally 31 states. Correct? So 31 state members plus 2 central members. One is Union Finance Minister, another one is Union Finance Minister in charge of state, who is called actually Pankaj Chaudhary. Okay, names you need not remember, but I'm just telling you. Nirmala Sitharaman is a Union Finance Minister, the head of GST Council. GST Council. So while conducting the meeting, all the members should be there. At least half of the members should be present. Correct? Quorum for the GST Council meeting, at least half of the members should be present. Okay, sir. Now, anything with respect to the GST council meeting or decisions taken, who will communicate, sir? Madam, head of the GST council. Correct. Actually, it is as if madam is taking all the decisions. No, there would be a team, but the front face is madam. Even while reading out the budget, is it like madam prepared the budget whole night and came and read it on the next day? No, sir. There is a whole team working on it. Clear? Maybe the finalization, everything would have happened through madam. Okay, that is, they will conduct a meeting just before presenting the budget and all. Finally, madam will come and read it. Clear? Yes, guys. Chalo. Let us begin. I have just given an overview of this chapter, guys. Let us quickly go through. Budgeting, budgetary control, and standard costing are essential tools frequently used by business executives for the purpose of what? Cost control. For the purpose of cost control, which is nothing but purpose of planning, execution, and control of business activities, guys. A budget is a precise statement of financial and quantitative implications of the course of action that management has decided to follow. That is their future plan in the immediate next period of time, usually a year. Budget can be prepared for any period, guys. But usually, if nothing is given, we consider it for a year. Sir, can we prepare it for a month, for a week, for a quarter, for half year? Yes. Next. A budget fixes a target. Budget is nothing but a target, guys. We need to work as per that. Same way you guys do it. You will set a target for each and every day, or maybe once in a week, or once in a 15 days. You try to achieve it. For example, sir, I have to finish this subject within a week, sir. You would have set a target. So that is nothing but your budget or standard. Yes, fixes a target in terms of money as well as quantities against which actual performance is measured. Actual performance means actual work is done. Now, sir, can budget be in terms of money as well as quantities? Yes. Yes. For example, sales. I fixed how many units to be sold? 1,50,000 units. This will generate a sales of, assume, 50 lakh. So did I fix it in both the ways? Sales in rupees 50 lakh, sales in units 1,50,000. Same way, sir, how many units should I produce? Assume considering opening stock, closing stock and all, I am supposed to produce 1,60,000 units. Sales is 150, but there will be some opening stock, closing stock. So assume we got to know production is 1,60,000 units. So for that, obviously we need to incur a cost, material cost, labor cost, everything. Just check how much it should be. That is in terms of finance. Correct? So I can set a budget both in terms of quantity as well as money. That is finance. Thus, the essential features of budget are as follows. It is a statement expressed in money or physical units. That is, as I told you, it can be expressed in money terms or physical units. Physical units is nothing but quantity. Then all the department of a business unit should cooperate for preparation of business budget. I told you, we will call the meeting of all the functional manager. Only then we will fix the budget. Because assume I have fixed a sales budget of 1,50,000. Now production manager is telling later, after 1 week he came and told, no, we cannot achieve it. I don't have so much facility. And better talk with everyone, only then fix a budget. Then, and also coordination should be there. For example, sir, we have fixed a budget of 1,50,000 sales quantity. Now, if I have to achieve a sales, production manager has to produce on time and give it to the sales department. Correct. So our sales department is working rigorously on advertisement, marketing, everything. They are calling the customers, they are approaching the people. But production manager, full latte, full late. They are not able to produce on time. Then is there a coordination? No, sir. Whatever efforts the sales manager is putting or sales department is putting is going into vain. Next, budget is a mean to achieve business objectives and it is not an end in itself. Sir, budget is like for a shortcut. Business will always have a vision and mission. Correct? They will also have an objective, which is for a very long period. Now, budget is for 1 year, 1 quarter and all. Sir, once a budget is achieved, is it a end? No. Again, for the next period, we will set a new budget. We will start working as per that. It is laid down prior to budget period. That is very important. Sir, budget should be ready always before the budget period. Clear? So assume financial year. Budget in India will always be prepared for a financial year. Should it be prepared and submitted or like presented before 1st April or after 1st April? Sir, before 1st April, sir. Clear? Because it should be implemented from 1st April. Clear? So if you remember, it would be presented in February, then far against all discussions will happen. Very healthy discussion. You know, na, in the both the houses of parliament, how the discussion will happen. They will discuss far against everything, and once it is finalized, madam will sign. Another madam is there. That is the president madam. Clear? So once she gives her assent in the form of signature, the bill will become act. You know now, finance bill. Before any bill is signed by the president, means any act, it is called bill. Once the president gives her or his signature, it will become an act pass. Clear? So I will just give an example. This I normally teach in income tax, but still, at least for you guys to recall. Once the finance bill is presented by the finance minister, which includes all the changes to be brought or proposed, it has to obtain the majority of the members' approval both in Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Once it obtains the majority of the members' approval, it will go to the president. Once president gives his or her assent, that is in the form of signature, the bill will become act as. This is not only for finance bill, this is for any bill. When will the bill become act as? Once the president gives their signature. Oh, so in simple, budget should always be ready before the period starts. Then it should be prepared for a definite future period. Now I told you, you achieved 1,50,000 sales, but I didn't tell for what period. Sir, is it for a month? Is it for a quarter? Is it for a year? Now assume you thought it is for a year, but in my mind it was per month. Now at the end of the year you came and told, sir, I have achieved so much. I told it is per month. Correct. It should not lead to confusion. Let there be a clarity. When you are telling a budget, please mention it is for which period. Is it for a year, month, or quarter? Then the policy to be followed to attain the given objective must be laid down before the budget is prepared. That is, sir, what if I just tell what is the target? It is not enough. I should also tell how to achieve. How do you break down that? And I should also provide the facilities, whatever is required. For example, I have told you you have to do this, but I have not released the money. I have not released the money. What is the use? Correct. So whatever facilities, whatever resources is required, even I need to provide that. Correct. So for example, assume, sir, I have been asked to take class here, but no setup, sir. Or no classroom only, sir. Clear? So is it possible? No. If you have given me some task, then better give me the facilities also. And also tell how to do it. Okay, for teacher, no one need to tell how to do it, but still, maybe if it is a top level management or a good institution and all, they may tell some inputs. So this is what is our students' expectation. Please try to do like this. Correct? Some inputs they might give. Okay, sure. Budgeting. There is a difference between budgeting and budgetary control, guys. What is budgeting? Budgeting is the complete process of designing, implementing, and operating. That is, just planning the budget is not enough. Prepare a budget, implement it, and also make sure that you are working as per the budget. Operating means you are working as per the budget. The main emphasis in the budgeting process is the provision of resources of to support plan. I told you. Now, whatever budget is there, please provide the necessary resources for it. Clear, whether it is money, human resources, whatever it is, please provide the resources whatever is required in order to achieve this target, which are being implemented. Okay. Next, budgetary control. Guys, budgetary control is like this. Sir, you have given us the target. We are working as per the target. But every now and then, compare actual with budget, and keep on seeing whether we are in line. Whether we are in line. Correct. Now, for example, simple example I will tell you. Now, once you guys are studying, I always suggest try to take up some questions on that chapter. Assume you have finished one chapter today. You will take up some questions, maybe past examination questions, and you try to answer. Compare your answer with ICI answer. Check whether you are in line with ICI standard. It is always a good practice, guys. Clear? Because sometimes students believe that whatever I know is is the best. Clear? Yes, might be, but may not be as per ICI standards. Clear? May not be to get 50 marks or may not be to get 5 out of 5 in the theory question, especially theory question. Numerical question, I think you guys can manage. Clear? With respect to, see, theory questions means you have to present it in a best way, guys. Some students will have a habit of writing general answer in general. 2 or 3 lines, very perfect. Rest, full story. Sir, we are very good, sir. In BCom, that is what we did, sir. Calm. Name itself is telling. Be calm. Yuntara. Okay. Calm. ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಾಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಚಲೋ so try to inculcate all that, guys, because I have told you it is very important for you to understand the reality before jumping into the exam hall. Don't straight away go and eat the examination and there don't get shocked. Oh, this is what the question paper. First question is compulsory. Oh, your first question is for 14 marks. Oh, your 30 marks MCQ. See, then your exam will become a trial for you. Correct. One or two attempt is for Devru God. Like RCB fans. Sir, first match always for God, sir. Clear. 17 years we took to win the match. And 18th year we won. And what and all happened. Correct. So I felt okay, winning was not like required for whatever happened. Okay, I was a huge RCB fan because I'm from Karnataka, but still the thing is, whatever happened, I felt this win was not required at all. Okay, whose failure it was, we don't care about it because ultimately some people lost their lives. It is not like some people lost their life. What about their family also, especially young people? And I saw, okay, one of my cousin actually posting, okay, he's 15 years of age. He posted, oh, 18 years of wait is over. I was shocked. You are 15 years. You are 15 years. How did you wait for 18 years? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಓಕೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡೇ ದ IPL ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗೈ 15 ಇಯರ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಿಂದಾನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಡೇ he was born he was not seeing 18 years of wait is over. Fine guy. So it is simple even for CA course. Okay, let us now come back to CA. Even for CA course, guys, the journey is little longer when compared to any other course. The journey is little longer, but I tell you the wait is worth. The weight is worth because guys, you are making something big in your life. So obviously you cannot do it in a short period. Especially now there are a lot of misleading information which is happening. CA will take time, so do that course, do this course, and that CA will take time because obviously they cannot release to the market semi-finished goods. They have to release the output. So to produce the output, it will take time. That output will be you. Okay. Yes, sir. So it will take time, guys. See, they are not planned only from academics point of view. ITT, orientation, articleship, everything should be a part of this because you should be that all-rounder. You cannot be only, sir, I know everything theory, but I don't know how to apply it in the work. You cannot be that person. Correct. Or else, sir, I am very good in my knowledge, but I don't know how to present it. I don't know how to communicate. I don't have any skill. That is why all this ITT, orientation, everything is there. Clear. Everything will make you that perfect person or perfect product ready to the market. So don't worry about the time it is taking or the time you are taking it, guys. You are making your better future now. Just focus on that. Because see, I am always telling this to the students, good things take time. Good things take time. Don't follow the shortcut. Now, for example, sir, assume I saw a video telling in 10 minutes you will get 10 marks. 100 minutes, 100 marks. Andre 100 hours of class yake. Clear? We take normal classes for 100 hours, 150 hours, 200 hours. There will be one person coming and telling 100 minutes, 100 marks, take it. And if that was so easy, then CA everyone would have passed guys just by watching 100 minutes video. Or there will be seriously, if you also watching YouTube or finding any videos, you will find 10 marks in 10 minutes, 20 marks in 20 minutes, like that. Yeah, see, if you're following it or if they're really doing good, great. But the thing is, don't fall for the shortcuts. For example, this attempt pakka questions, guaranteed questions, okay, sure short questions. Guys, no one is God, including me. Clear? If sir, I can predict whatever questions will come in the exam, no, I may tell what is important, what is not important. Clear up, but still I cannot sure shortly tell this will definitely come, that will definitely come. And you see, many people do this also. I would have solved 100 questions in the class, definitely one or two questions out of that will come in the exam, same to same. Now can I claim a credit for it? I don't think so, because whatever I would have done is from ICA resources only. One or the other question, maybe here and there one few changes I would have done. Now can I claim a credit for it? No, guys. Maybe for solving that in the class I can claim. I cannot tell this is what my own question, ICA picked it. No. Clear? Yes. Chalo. So when you are also studying, please don't fall for shortcuts. Don't give ear for your rumors. Clear? For like, especially during exam time, they will tell this paper will be tough this time. Okay, last time this paper was easy, that means this time it would be tough. Or this time the evaluation would be tough, or results will be less, or results will be more. Lot of things will happen. Guys, no one will know how the things will happen. Okay, everything is external. Is it in my control? No, sir. What is in your control? Only worry about that. Prepare well, give your best. Leave the rest to the gods. he will take. He or she will take care. Clear. So don't worry too much and just make sure that you try to gain as much as the focus as possible. Especially in today's generation, there is a lot of distractions, guys. Okay, more than the attractions. Means, sir, to study, I'm telling you have a lot of distractions. And I tell you, one small deviation might take you somewhere else. And it may create a lot of gap between your goal and what you are doing. So please make sure that you don't take that deviation. You guys still now are in the right path. If you have taken CA in your life, I know you are already accepted a biggest risk in your life. But make sure that you come out of this as a successful person. That is very, very important. Don't be a loser in your life, guys. Because if you go out of this course as unsuccessful person, everyone will look up to you as a loser. Or if you win and if you go out of this course as a qualified chartered accountant, then everyone will look up to you as a winner. You might be a role model. You might be an inspiration for many. See, whenever someone asks me, why did you do CA? Why did you work so hard? Only one thing I will tell you. Only one thing I will share is I didn't want my next generation to take someone else's example. That is, when you are telling your next generation, do that, do this, you cannot show someone else to be the example. Clear? I cannot show my neighbor and tell, be like that. Correct? Be that example in your home. And you need not tell the next generation what to do. They will follow you. And I tell you, trust me, your next generation will outperform. For sure. Clear. That is what happens. Clear. You are outperforming your parents and grandparents in terms of knowledge and qualification. I'm telling you. Okay. Now don't and go to home and tell, hey, I am superior. Anta. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೊಡೆದು ಕೂರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಚಲ ಬಾಲ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಚಲ so when it comes to knowledge qualification and all, obviously that we have more facilities than what they had for sure. That is the reality. And obviously you will give best to the next generation. Clear. So definitely they will outperform you provided you set a right example. If not, what can you tell them? Correct. One or the other day, they will also question, "Neene kisiyakagilla." You only cannot do. What will you tell us? Clear. So please be that example, at least, if not for the society and public at large, at least for your family. And your family is waiting for you to get successful, guys. Whether your parents tell it or not, every day they are waiting, literally waiting. Almost all of you would have already been like 18 plus. Clear? Yes. Means in next few years you have to settle down. That is what your parents are expecting, and they will have their own plans for marriage, or that, to this, everything. Okay, and responsibility, giving away the responsibility, delegation. Okay, parents have to delegate their responsibility to their children now after a certain age. Yes. So they would have their own plans. Please make sure that you will not make them wait for a very long time. Clear. So try to achieve it as early as possible. See, not only for your parents' sake, but also for you. You guys also will have a lot of wish and dreams. I should do that. I should do this. I should buy this out of my own earnings. Clear. So all that has to happen as early as possible, guys. Don't keep on postponing. Some students take the attempts also lightly. If not this attempt, next attempt. If not next attempt, next to next attempt. You got three attempts there. Clear. So every 4 months, one attempt is there. No, sir. We will see. If not this attempt, next attempt. So please don't do it, guys, because you are making yourself wait for a longer thing. And the longer you wait, the interest might come down. Interest might come down because what interest you will be having in your first, second attempt and all, gradually it will come down, guys. Diminishing marginal utility. Correct. Because you will be studying the same thing and again and again, you will also feel like, I know all this. Okay, how many times to study all this? I can manage it. And maybe after a certain period, you have to start working. Managing studies along with working will be highly challenging. So please make sure that you complete it at the right time, guys. And there are a lot of things to experience in life after you qualify. Because qualification is not the end. After that, there are a lot of things. Okay, new avenues will open to you. Clear. And I will not definitely promise you that life will be easy after being a chartered accountant, but it will be better. It would be better, guys. So simple example I will give you. Assume you are working for 1 month. Whatever time you are putting in 1 month, you are able to earn 1 lakh per month. Another person is there. He is also working for 1 month. He is earning 20,000. Will it not make a difference? And to earn that 1 lakh, obviously you have to put a hard work, efforts. But maybe in a managerial role. 1 lakh, what example? Sir, 1 lakh. See, it depends on the person. I'm just giving an example. Clear. It depends. It varies from person to person, qualification to qualification, years of experience, and the skill you possess. Everything it will vary. So there will be a lot of differences. The life what you lead and the life what others lead. So be that extraordinary person. And for being that extraordinary person, you need to just put that extra efforts. That's all. Okay. Chalo. Where were we? Budgetary control. Okay. So in budgetary control, what do we do is, sir, we will set a budget. We will work as per the budget. And continuously we will be comparing the actual work with budget and see if there is any deviation. And if there is any deviation, immediately we will inform the top level management and we will try to bring necessary changes. Necessary changes. So that is what is budgetary control. Okay. Next, components of budgetary control system. There are different components of budgetary control system. There are totally four. What are those? One by one. Physical budget, normally expressed in quantities. Physical budget is normally expressed in quantities like sales quantity budget, purchase quantity budget, production quantity budget, like that. Whereas cost budget expressed in rupees terms. Clear? Like production cost budget, under production cost budget, material cost budget, labor cost budget, overhead cost budget. So all these are expressed in cost. Then profit budget. Profit is nothing but sales minus the cost. Okay, which includes both the sales as well as cost budgets. Here we will try to find out the profit. Then financial budget, which is nothing like cash budget. Financial position, which will help you to decide the financial position of the company. You know, now financial position, where do you decide? In P&L account or balance sheet? Balance sheet. So wherever you are finding out about the balance sheet figures, or you are planning about the balance sheet figures like cash budget. Cash budget, what do? You will take the opening balance, add all the estimated cash receipts, deduct all the estimated cash payments, you will get closing cash balance, which will affect your balance sheet. Closing cash or bank balance. Yes. We will also prepare something called as capital expenditure budget. Will it affect my balance sheet? Yes. Sir, in the upcoming year, what all assets I am planning to buy? So this are called financial budget. So through this, can I prepare the budgeted balance sheet also for the upcoming period, like estimated balance sheet? See, normally financial statements are always prepared after the books are closed. But when it comes to budget, can I prepare an estimated balance sheet for the upcoming period? Yes. Next, preparation of budget. So what are the steps to be followed in the preparation of budget? First, know the organizational objectives. Your goal or your budget should be in line with organizational objective. Organizational objective is long term. Okay, they will tell for what purpose they are here. Clear? So your budget should accordingly match with that. Clear? So budget in the short run has to match the objectives of the company. Next is identification of key budget factor. I mentioned about this. Sir, I have planned to produce 1,60,000 units of output. For that, I need 1,60,000 kgs of raw material. But we maximum have only 1 lakh, assume 1,20,000 kgs of raw material. So that is a key factor. So I have to plan my budget by keeping that key factor as a base. If you remember, while teaching marginal costing, one question we did, clear, where the raw material, I guess, was the key factor. Correct. So, sir, for all three products, we had a demand, but the last product I couldn't fulfill full. Why, sir? Because of limiting factor. So, within the limited resources, whatever I can do, I will plan it. We fixed at the end product mix, right? Yes. So, even though there is a demand for the last product, I couldn't produce fully. Why? Because I had a limited raw material. Next, appointment of controller or officer. Like madam's example, I told you, there would be a budget committee. In this budget committee, all the members, that is, the members would be the head of each functional department. Clear? And one person will be the head of all of them, who is called the controller, budget controller or budget officer. Anything with respect to the budget will be communicated through them to the top level management. Or even if top level management has to communicate anything, they will straight away communicate not to each and every person. They will communicate to this guy. They will spread the information. Next, budget manual. Sir, what is budget manual? Guys, it is a document in which they would have told what you are supposed to do and how you are supposed to do, who is responsible for what. Clear? Because now top level management assume they've just communicated orally what everyone has to do. Now, some people might forget over a period of time. Correct? So document it. Better prepare a document telling who is supposed to do what. What is your responsibility? What is her responsibility? So that at the end of the year, if you guys don't achieve your targets, I can make you held responsible. Yeah, so document whatever has been discussed and communicated. Then budget period. Budget period should be specifically mentioned. I told you, whenever you are preparing a budget, please specify the period for which budget is prepared. Month, year, half year, whatever it is. It should be for a definite period. Clear? Yes. Definite period means, for example, you should have mentioned for the year, for the quarter like that. Simply don't tell. For example, budget for the period. Which period? Month, quarter, year. Standard of activity or output. Guys, normally, whenever we are preparing a budget, we will take the past as a base. Last year, what we have achieved, we will set a target based on that to the next year. But obviously, will we copy paste the same? No, sir. Obviously, any company wants to grow, guys. So we will consider the growth rate. We will consider the growth rate. Sir, how much can we grow? How will we grow? I told you, for sales manager, sir, we have planned to sell 50% more. How can we achieve this? So they would have figured out a way. How do we sell more 50,000 units? Yes. And even in your FM and all, you would have seen growth rate and all. Cash flow may not be constant. It will be growing. If it is a constant growth rate, how is it? Dividend growing model and all you have. Correct? Huh? Yes. That G, small g. Okay, stands for what G? Growth G. Okay. Different types of budgets. Depending upon the various bases adopted, budget may be classified into different categories. Madams, pay attention. Based on capacity, fixed budget, flexible budget. We will discuss each of them later. Based on the period, long-term budget, short-term budget, current budget. Okay, sir. Based on function. Based on function means, guys, we call someone like functional managers and all. They are nothing but the managers of each department. Now, functional budgets means what, sir? For each activity, we'll prepare a separate budget. Clear? First, we will log what? Sales budget. And for sales budget also, we will do a lot of research. We will do external factors, we will consider internal factors, we will consider pricing, we will decide. So if I want to sell more, maybe I will plan something about discount offer. Clear? Or else maybe I will try to enter the new market or exports. Clear? Or else I am operating only in south. Now I am planning to go to north or new states. So it can happen like that. Sales budget we will fix first. Then based on sales budget, we will prepare a production budget. But you cannot keep it as it is because there might be some opening stock and closing stock as. Yeah. Yes. And based on production budget, we will prepare a production cost budget. Under that, material, labor, and plant utilization or even overhead will come. Plant utilization means, sir, to produce so much, assume we have prepared a production budget for 1 lakh units. To produce that, do we have a capacity? Do we have a plant? Do we have a factory? If not, please get a new one. Get a new one. Then under overhead, we had a different heads under the cost sheet, na same head. Manufacturing overhead, administrative overhead, selling and distribution overhead. Then coming to research and development, this is discretionary, guys. Every company may not have it, or again, even if they have it, how much money to spend for it depends on how much money you have. Okay, how much money you want to invest on R&D. Then comes financial budget. Financial budget includes your cash budget and capital expenditure budget, which normally affect your balance sheet. Okay, guys, first we will prepare all this individual budget. Then we will prepare a summary of all this. We will prepare a summary of all this, which is called master budget. Master budget, or we also call it as like targeted P&L account and balance sheet. Targeted means the budget. Clear? So targeted P&L account and the balance sheet. Now we will see each of them. Classification on the basis of scope or functional. Functional budget. Budgets for a period are classified according to the various activities in the organization. The main activities are what, sir? The sales, production. Under production, there will be like purchase, labor, recruitment, all those things. So for each activity, we'll prepare a separate budget. The fourth and all these activities are interrelated. Sir, can we work without the others? No. For example, can production work without the others? No. If there is no purchase department, who will purchase the raw material? If there is no stores department, who will store the raw material? And whenever required production department, the stores department has to supply the raw material, right? We discussed it in the material chapter. Yes. So all the department has to work in a coordination, guys. The forecast for individual activities are prepared and coordinated with those of other activities and then consolidated to show the total effect of all the activities as a whole. Once we prepare all individual budgets, next we will consolidate it, which is called the master budget, guys. The consolidation of all the functional budget is called master budget. You also guys prepare in accounts consolidated financial statements, right? You will first prepare the standalone financial statements for each companies. Clear? And for the entire group as a whole, we will prepare now consolidate. Clear? Likewise, for each department, we will prepare a separate budget. At the end, we will combine everything and prepare one budget for the entire company, which is called master budget. Principal functional budgets are one by one. First one, sales. Guys, sales budget can be prepared both in quantity terms as well as in rupees. And while preparing a sales budget, as I mentioned you, we will consider various factors, the pricing, internal factor, external factors. Then what is the market? Now, especially now if I tell you, Donald Trump, full crazy guy, clear a full crazy boy. Now he told we will increase the tariff first to 25%, now 50% already. I don't know again how it will make like with China also they played the same game. Okay, they will increase, they will increase, they will increase, they will. Finally, they both came for an agreement, coordination. Clear? Yes. So now they made it like for in from India, whatever we import, we will charge 50% tariff. Now obviously cost will increase. Now, will the US citizens prefer Indian products there? Maybe not, because the cost of Indian products will increase. Clear? Will it affect our sales? Yes. That is why Indian market is getting corrected now. If you guys observe, Indian stock market, I am telling you, whoever has the exposure for US market, they're getting corrected. Whether it is pharma company, IT company especially, they're dependent hugely on US clients. Clear? So this will affect their sales. Why, sir? Because automatically when they're charging more tax, your cost will increase. When your cost is increasing, what do? You try to shift it to the customer by increasing your sales, but you are not able to manage. So now what customers will do? They will try to shift to other people or your competitor. Yeah. So there are a lot of things. Even taxes we have to consider. Clear? In India, they're supporting the businesses by bringing a lot of things with respect to startups and all. Even in income tax, if you see, there is a section called 80 IAC and all, where they give deductions for the startups. For the startups, okay, first few years, don't pay any tax, even for SEZ and all. If you go and operate your business in SEZ, 15 years, enjoy. First 5 years, 100%, next five years, 50% of your eligible profit, or last 5 years is like how much amount you will transfer it to special economic zone reinvestment reserve, whichever is lower. Correct? All these are to support the companies or businesses, especially SEZ has been set up to support export businesses. Clear? Even in GST, if you see any supply to or by SEZ unit or SEZ developer is always interstate. Sir, it is within India only. It is within Karnataka only. Assume, guys, in Karnataka, in Bangalore, electronic city, a particular area of electronic city is declared as SEZ. Now I supplied from a area, Jainagar, to a area in electronic city, which is SEZ. What supply it is? Interstate. Sir, within the same state, within the same city, still interstate. Why? Because for GST, SEZ is considered to be a location outside India. Outside India. Now, if you supply anything to SEZ, it is zero rated. It is at par with export. Interstate, okay. Sir, is it also zero rated? Yes. If you supply anything to SEZ, it is a zero rated. Sir, what if there is any supply by SEZ? Means they are supplying to me. It is interstate supply, but not zero rate. At par with import. IGST would believe it. Clear? I will explain this and this. Interesting. Okay, may not be so much relevant here, but still I am mentioning. Assume this is SEZ. What is this? SEZ. Supply by them is zero rated. Supply to them is interstate. Interstate at par with import. What would be levied here? IGST. And this is zero rated. Zero rated means it's taxable, but rate is zero. Sir, can I claim ITC? Yes, you can claim ITC for your inverter. Oh, come back. Production budget. Sir, once we have locked sales budget, as per that, we will plan our production budget. But please be careful when you are preparing production budget, you should also consider your opening stock and closing stock. I will show you a question. Assume guys in this question, they have given the sales already, estimated sales. and they're asking you how much units should you produce. For that, you need to adjust the opening stock and closing stock. Sir, what is the formula, sir? Guys, simple. You know this formula already. Opening stock plus production minus closing stock is equal to sales. Yes. But actually, in this question, sales they have given, but asked you to find out production. Just interchange the position. So sales minus opening stock plus closing stock is equal to production. Correct. Opening stock is something which is already produced, sir. Should you produce again? No. So deduct it. And sir, why are you deducting it from sales? Very simple logic. Sir, as soon as I start this year, first I will sell what? Opening stock, which is already produced in the last period. Correct? But did I produce it in the current period? No, deduct it. Whereas closing stock is produced in the current period, but not yet sold. So is it included in sales? No. But have I produced it? Yes. So we are adding it. What do you get? Production. So this is the format. When they ask the production budget. Yes. And for production and all, sometimes for production or for closing stock, they will give you some pattern. Here actually, for closing stock, they have given the pattern. What is the closing stock means? 20% of next quarter sales. And remember one thing, closing stock of this quarter will be the opening stock of next quarter. Or closing stock of this year will be the opening stock for next year. Hope you got it. Yes. So we'll get a production quantity. Based on that, we need to plan the raw material, labors and all. Yes. Yes. So production budget, and also guys, here we need to prepare. Once I have locked the production budget, both in terms of cost as well as quantity, then prepare material budget, labor budget and plant. Sir, assume we have prepared a production budget for 1 lakh units. Now for 1 lakh units, how much raw material is required? Can we purchase it? At what price? Everything you prepare. Clear. So now assume the annual requirement for each and every unit of output, we require 1 unit of raw material. So how much raw materials I totally require? 1 lakh. So annual demand is 1 lakh. Plan your reorder level, maximum stock level, minimum stock level, reorder quantity, everything you plan in advance. Clear, correct? See all that whatever we calculated in second chapter, that is material. Will we do it at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year? Beginning of the year, correct? At the end of the year, if you do, what is the use? At the beginning of the year, standing today, I will calculate what should be my EOQ. Clear, what should be my reorder level, everything. Accordingly, I will be following it throughout the year. Next, labor budget. Sir, to produce 1 lakh units, how much labor is required? Assume to produce each and every unit, we require 5 hours of labor. That means totally we require 5 lakh labor hours. That means how many labors? Each labor can work for how many hours? Divide it. Clear? Now assume totally we require 100 labors. Do we have them? Assume presently we have only 80 labors. Make them to work extra shift or else appoint new workers. Appoint new workers. One more thing, if you ask them to work extra shift, you have to pay them overtime premium and all, additional cost. Are you ready to bear it? If yes, okay. If not, better appoint the new workers. See, both has their own advantage, disadvantage, guys. See, if you appoint new workers, you have to appoint them throughout the year. Even when there is no work or even if there is no demand, you have to pay them salary or wages. Whereas present worker only, whenever required, sir, I will make them to work overtime. Okay, some extra cost in that in terms of overtime premium I will pay, but only when they are working. Extra overtime. Correct. Overtime is not required throughout the year, sir. Only when the work is more or commitment is more. Clear. So as per the needs, the organization will plan this. But you should also not like appoint more people and make them to sit in the bench that is waiting for their work. At the same time, you should also not have very less number of employees because whoever is having will have too much work. They will have too much of pressure. When they cannot handle it, they will decide to quit the organization, which will lead to labor turnover, which will lead to replacement cost. Correct? So many linkages. Sure. Next, plant utilization budget means, sir, to produce 1 lakh units, do we have already the capacity? If yes, continue. If not, plan to have an increased capacity. Increased capacity will come with an increased fixed cost. Got it? Yes. I will just show you. You can see, guys, once I lock the production year, based on this production units, we will prepare even the raw material budget and all. You can see units to be produced, which we got from the previous calculation. And for each unit, how much raw material is required? 2 kgs. Clear? So what is the total raw material required for production? This quantity. Should I purchase everything? No, sir. I might have some opening stock and closing stock. So this is my total raw material required for production, which is nothing but raw material consumed. Now take raw material consumed, add closing balance, deduct opening balance, you will get raw material to be purchased. This equation I am followed. Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock is equal to consume. We already have consumed. Now do the reverse calculation. Add closing stock, deduct opening stock of raw material. What do you get, sir? Raw material to be purchased. Sometimes they will also ask you what is the cost of raw material to be purchased. Just multiply with the price per kg. Yeah, and for this question, they are told we will purchase 30% in first quarter, 50% in second quarter, 20% in the third quarter. Accordingly, we divided 3,15,000 in this ratio. If nothing is given, if they have just given purchase price, multiply purchase price with this, you'll get raw material purchase cost. That's got it. Yes. And also using this, they may also ask you to prepare labor hour or labor budget. Sir, how is it? Simple. This is the units to be produced. Yes. Multiply this with the number of labor hours required to produce each and every unit. Clear? Yes, sir. You will get total labor hours required. If you multiply that with labor rate, you will get labor cost. That's overhead budget. So overhead budget here is nothing but manufacturing overhead budget, administrative overhead budget, selling and distribution overhead budget. That's nothing new. We already discussed about this in detail in cost sheet chapter also. Clear? But there we used to present once I incur the cost. Now we need to estimate it in advance. Estimate it in advance. And guys, when it comes to overhead, they may not be able to estimate it accurately as it is not directly attributable to the work. So what they do is they will fix a percentage. For example, factory overhead will be fixed as a percentage of direct wages. They will observe it as a fixed percentage of direct wages. For example, assume direct wages is 1 lakh. They will tell factory overhead is 20% of direct wages. So 20,000. Same way, administrative overhead, selling, distribution overhead and all, they will fix it as a fixed percentage of factory cost. Factory cost. So whatever is the factory cost you have got, apply that percentage, you will get the respective overheads. Got it? Yes. So if I have to just tell it in simple guys, manufacturing overhead is an indirect expenses which we incur in a factory, not the direct expenses. Okay, sir. And factory is a place where production happens. Then administration overhead is an expenses which is incurred for the purpose of planning, execution, administration of an organization. If I come to the cost sheet format, this can be general or related to production. If it is related to production, like sir, planning my production, the execution of production and all, then it will be a part of cost of production. If it is general, it will come after the cost of production. Then selling and distribution overhead. Selling is different, actually distribution is different, but you can club both also. Selling overhead means, sir, to generate sales or to promote my products, what all cost I have incurred is called selling overhead, including advertisement. Whereas distribution overhead is the cost which we have incurred to distribute the product once it is sold, including the transportation cost, carriage outward. Then coming to research and development budget. Sir, some companies set aside certain part of money also for research and development. Clear? Sir, many companies, especially in today's generation, they have to come out with a new way, new products, innovative products. Clear? Today my product might be hero product, but it will not remain as hero forever. So you have to be, even like Apple or iPhones or iPads and all. So they're doing really good. But are they sitting idle? No. They are not settled. They want to come out with a new product. Sir, iPhone 16 to 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, or what all varieties. Yeah, maybe few extra features. Extra feature. Will they stand there? No. Next they will come out with 17 or 18 or 20, 25. I don't know what all numbers they will bring. Yes, sir. Same way. I'm just giving one mobile manufacturer name, but it is same way all the places. Even in teaching, sir, if teachers remain same with same knowledge, same way of teaching, can he be a teacher, successful teacher? In fact, forever, no, guys. Correct? Because we also always be working on how can we present better, how can I teach better, or how can I simplify it. If you see my notes or my teaching today or after 2 years will not be same. Definitely, we would have also improved over a period of time. And whatever notes you are seeing now, colorful notes, sir, did I make it in 1 day or 2 day? Definitely not. It will be over a period of time, guys. Yeah. Even you guys, will you become an overnight chartered accountant? No. So you will be investing a lot of time. You will also find your innovations. You will students also will do innovations. Clear? Actually, I would have solved assume a question in one way. You will come out with another way. Sir, can we solve like this? Correct. Huh? If it is giving same result, yes, you can do it. Especially in standard costing, I only try to simplify it. In ICI material, whatever questions they are given, answers, it is bit challenging here. I have told you, when I was discussing the questions on standard costing and all, I have told you, follow my way. It is more easier. Clear? So that is better because that is more simplified. When we were discussing the questions on IC from ICI material on each and every chapter, and even while I am discussing the question paper, I will tell you the better way of doing. Yeah, ICI would have given some suggested answers, but maybe little confusing for the students. Let us do it in an other. For that, even I would have spent a time thinking, oh, this can be presented in another way, which is more simpler to the students. Yeah, and now you will also tell, some students will tell, sir, this subject didn't happen well. I only did full innovation, sir. I only studied myself, sir. I found a way how to study. Correct. That you how to do is, guys, now you cannot blame anyone for your failure results. If something didn't go your way, please find a way. Clear. Please find a way and as early as possible. Sir, nowadays you have lot of opportunities, lot of options. If not this way, you find out the other way. But I suggest you to find as early as possible. Clear? Sure. Financial budget. Under that cash budget and capital expenditure budget. Cash budget is nothing like cash and bank balance budget. So we normally take opening cash and bank balance. We will add all the estimated cash receipts, deduct all the estimated cash payments. We will get the closing cash and bank balance as clear. And you guys would have prepared receipts and payments account and all very similar to that. Clear. Debit side, you will start with opening balance, record all the receipts, credit side, all payments. What do you get at the end? Closing balance. Yeah, very similar to that. Or your cash and bank account is there now. That also you can do. Okay. Normally, budget means we will do it in a statement form, but can I do it in account form also? Yes. Start with opening balance, two balance brought up. Add up all the receipts, estimated receipts, because it is for the future. Then on the credit side, record all the estimated payments. You will get closing balance. That's all. Yes. Then capital expenditure budget, normally this will be long-term price. Because capital expenditure budget, I will not be incurring every day, every year. Once I purchase the budget, I expect it to use for a number of years. So capital expenditure budget is like a long-term budget where I am investing the money into the capital assets or fixed assets. This will come only when the company is expanding their operations. Correct? Because if I am remaining same, then I will continue with whatever assets I have, or if at all if there is any asset which has become outdated, I may replace it. But normally, guys, even when you are reading the balance sheets and all, I spoke about this in my regular class. Okay, about how do we decide whether to invest in the shares or not? Fundamental analysis. One of the thing I told you, if the investment in the assets are increasing, if reserves and surplus are increasing, that means the company is expanding. Correct. So assume last year the assets was 100 crore. This year they've invested in 120 crore. It is a signal of what company is expanding. When company is expanding, obviously it will result in additional sales, additional profit. Correct. Then master budget. That is the summary of all the functional budget. Whatever we discussed now, of all this summary is called master budget. We also call it as targeted profit and loss account and balance sheet. Sir, how do we prepare it? Similar to cost sheet, but format is bit changed. Sales minus cost of goods sold. Sales minus cost of goods sold is equal to gross profit. That is whatever you take care in trading account. Trading account, you know now, you already forgot? No, right? Yes. Then whatever you take in P&L account will come here. Less administration expenses, selling and distribution expenses, I can call it as like indirect expenses not related to production. Not related to production. Then what do you get? PBT, profit before tax. From that you reduce tax, if at all if they have given the question. If not, you can stop it at this point. If they have given tax rate, apply tax rate on this figure, reduce tax, you will get profit after tax, PAT. Profit after tax. Then classification on the basis of capacity or flexibility. Fixed budget, flexible budget. Fixed budget means, guys, here the cost will remain same irrespective of the activity level you achieve. Now I have told you to produce 100 units, you have to incur a cost of 1 lakh. Now whether you produce 110 units or 90 units, your cost should be 1 lakh only. It should not vary. Clear? Sir, this is fixed budget where your cost will not vary with the level of output. That means you can follow this budget only if your cost is fixed cost, or else if you know that I can exactly produce 100 units. Target is to produce 100 units. You know that exactly you will go and end up producing 100 units. Only then you will follow fixed budget. Clear? This is not practically followed as because normally what budget I prepare, At the end of the year, I may not be exactly going and achieving it. Some plus or minus will happen. Clear? So that is where the flexible budget will play here. Fixed budget is also called as static budget. Now, what is flexible budget, sir? Assume guys, to produce 100 units, I have told you 1 lakh is the cost. Clear? I would have given a breakup. How much should be variable? How much should be fixed? For example, assume this is 60,000, this is 40,000. Now my actual target achieved is, assume 80 units, 90 units. Can I change this cost? Yes. Anyway, fixed will remain same, whereas variable will vary with activity level. So flexible budget will give you cost at any level. Any level. Now they will fix one level. Now, if the actual levels changes, can I change my cost also? Yes. For example, I will show you. Yes. So you can see one simple question. See, at 50%, this is my sales, variable cost, fixed cost, and semi-variable cost. Clear? Yes. Whereas now, if I operate at 60, 75, 90, or 100, they will ask you to give flexible budget. If I operate at so and so level, what should be my cost? Fixed cost will anyway remain same. Whereas variable cost will straight away vary with activity scales. So 50,000 is for 50% means how much for 60%? 60,000. 60,000 for 60% means how much for 75%? 75,000. Likewise, variable cost will directly vary with activity level. Whereas semi-variable, if at all if it is there, they would have given some pattern. Up to certain level, it will remain fixed. After that, it will increase. They would have given some pattern. They would have given some pattern. Here in this question, they were given like this. Here like this. Semi-variable expenses remain constant between 45% and 65% of capacity, increasing by 10% between what? 65 to 80. So if your capacity is between 65 to 80, it will increase by 10%. If your capacity is between 80 to 100, then it will increase by 20%. It will increase by 20%. Sir, what about up to 65%? Remain same. Remain same. You can see only if it goes above 65%, it will increase by 10%. Some pattern they would have given for semi-variable costs. Clear? And if nothing is mentioned in the question, we assume fixed cost will remain same. But sometimes if they tell after 80% it will increase or after 100% it will increase, only then you consider. If nothing is mentioned in the question, you will assume that it will remain fixed cost. And whenever you are preparing flexible budget, you need to give a breakup between variable cost, fixed cost and all. And if at all if there is semi-variable, then calculate that out. Clear? And even semi-variable we can divide actually into variable portion and fixed portion. That we will do only if it is required in the answer task. So you can see in this question we have done that. There are some semi-variable expenses. Okay, there are some semi-variable expenses for which we have calculated. Like what is the variable portion? That is change in cost divided by change in output. We will get the variable portions. So once you get the variable cost per unit, actually these are variable. Sir, how will I know whether the cost is variable? Simple. If variable cost per unit remains same at all the levels, it is called variable cost. Whereas fixed cost in total, if it remains same, then we call it as the fixed cost. Total. Clear? Sir, per unit also not same, total also not same. Then it is semi-variable. So how do I divide semi-variable expenses into variable and fixed, sir? Simple. Take change in expense divided by change in output. You'll get variable cost per unit. Then take any one activity level. Find out what is the total variable expenses. We have taken 8,000. What is the variable cost per unit? 0.025. Calculate total variable cost, 200. Now deduct this from total expenses. 600 is the total expenses. In that, how much is variable? 200. Remaining 400 is what? Fixed. Clear? So should I take 8,000 units activity only? There is another activity. Can I consider that? Yes, same answer. So simple you will do, guys. You will take total cost at a particular activity. From that, you reduce total variable cost. How do I get, sir? Number of units into variable cost per unit, which you have got here. Remaining is your fixed cost. Remaining is your fixed cost. Okay. Then classification on the basis of time period. That is long-term budget. Long-term budget means, see, sometimes they tell it is more than 1 year, but actually it is 3 to 10 years. Like your fixed assets budget or capital expenditure budgets. These are the long-term budgets. Then short-term budget is between 1 to 2 years. 1 to 2 years. Whereas current budget is like months to weeks. That is presently what I am working. Months to weeks. Okay. Sometimes company will do like this also. They will prepare a budget for a decade. Then they will break down into years. Then that year budget they will break down into months. Clear? It can happen. See, you cannot oversee a decade exactly now with certainty. Clear? May not be like decade also. So at least like 3 years, 5 years and all, they will prepare a budget. Then they will prepare a yearly budget. Then they will subdivide that into monthly budget or quarterly budget. Because it is very difficult to oversee a decade and all. We don't know, sir. You know, COVID came and turned all things around. Clear, upside down, over it. Clear. No one was planned for it. No one had planned for it. So how the things, it was like doing, especially COVID time, what is happening? It is like we are watching some movies, Hollywood movie. Okay, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಮ್ಮಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. Clear. So all this was a first time experience. Okay, and we have crossed that. What and all we have seen in our generation. ಇನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋದು. Sure. Zero based budgeting. Zero based budgeting. Like actually, traditional budgeting works like this. Assume last year my units was, okay, let me take it here better. Last year, assume like 2024, my production was 10 lakh units and I had incurred a cost of 100 lakh. This year, I am planning that my cost would be 120 lakh. Under traditional budget, I need to explain only this, why 20 extra. Why 20 extra under traditional budget? Clear. Whereas in the under zero based budgeting, you need to explain full 120 lakh. Why are you incurring 120 lakh? Explain me each and everything. Explain me each and every rupee. Hope you understood. Under traditional, I will not explain everything. I will explain only what is extra. What is the change? I will explain only that. Sir, why 20 lakh extra? Whereas under zero based budgeting, there is no base. In traditional, this was a base, correct? We asked you to explain only this. Whereas under zero based budgeting, no base, nothing. Please explain full 120 lakh. How much for what? Why? Please explain. That is what is called zero based budgeting. Zero based budgeting is a method of budgeting which requires each cost element to be specifically justified. Means you should tell why this cost, why that cost. Each and every rupee you have to explain. Though the activities to which the budget relates are not being undertaken for the first time. Sir, zero base means we don't have any base, we don't have any history. No, we will have it. Okay, but we will not consider it. Clear? You explain me each and everything. Zero based budgeting differs from conventional system of budgeting. Conventional means traditional, because it mainly starts from scratch or zero and not on the basis of trends or historical levels of expenditure. I told you, conventional or traditional means you need to just explain the extra. Whereas under zero based budgeting, you need to explain from zero. Performance budgeting means here we are evaluating the performance of an organization or each and every department. I had given you the target for each and every department. Now at the end of the year, we will evaluate who has performed how. And accordingly, we will reward them or penalize them if they have not worked as per the plan. We will try to appraise. Okay, we will try to appreciate the workers whoever has worked well. Budget bidder. Even see, when it comes to students, also it happens. Felicitation. Clear. Once you guys have passed your exams or cleared your exams, you will be felicitated by the educational institutions. Clear. Wherever you are studied, like that. Even your employee has to be appraised for their work or their hard work. Budget ratio. Guys, there are various budget ratios to be calculated. Ratio means we compare one with the other. Even in your FM, you will calculate various ratio, current ratio, quick ratio, correct now, interest coverage ratio. What do? Divide one by the other. Clear? Don't deduct each other, divide it. Clear? Yes, sir. And we normally express it in percentage, so we will multiply it with 100. So we are comparing two figures here. And here figures is nothing but hours. Clear? Yes, sir. Budget ratios provide information about the performance level, the extent of deviation of actual performance from the budgeted performance, and whether the actual performance is favorable or unfavorable. If ratio is more than or equal to 100, then it is favorable. If it is less than 100, then it is unfavorable. Actually, if it is exactly equal to 100, I can tell at par. More than 100, favorable. Less than 100, unfavorable. Oh. Chalo, we will see all these formulas you should know, guys. I will come from bottom. See, budgeted hours, I have given a note here. Budgeted hours is always for budgeted output. Whereas standard hours, we need to convert it for what? Actual output. How do we get standard hours, sir? Simple. Budgeted hours divided by budgeted output into actual output. Into actual output. This will give you what, guys? Standard hours. So please be careful. Don't get confused with the words standard hours and budgeted hours because we use both in the formulas. Now, calendar ratio itself. Guys, we somewhere heard about it. Calendar variance, fixed overhead calendar variance. What is the formula for that? Actual days minus budgeted days into fixed standard, sir. Standard fixed overhead rate per day. Correct. Same way here. Sir, we will not deduct each other. We will divide, sir. Actual working days divided by budgeted working days. No into rate. It is into 100. Into 100. Sir, if actual is more, good or bad? Good. They told you should work for 25 days, but I have worked for 26 days. Good, no? Yes. Next, efficiency ratio. Guys, efficiency variance we had, what is it, sir? Standard hours for actual output minus actual hours work into standard rate per hour. Standard rate per hour. Okay, same way, instead of deducting, you divide here. Standard hours divided by actual hours work into 100. Clear? Yes, sir. Next, level of activity ratio. Level of activity ratio. Activity ratio. Sir, how much is my activity when compared to plan? Standard hours divided by budgeted hours. Sir, both one and the same. No, I already covered it. Standard hours will always be for actual output, whereas budgeted hours will always be for budgeted output. Clear? Yes, sir. So divide each other and you will calculate the activity ratio. Then coming to capacity ratio. Guys, under capacity ratio, there are three. There are three. Don't get confused. Small differences are there. Please listen carefully. First, actual capacity usage ratio means how much capacity we have used. Guys, assume maximum we can work for 10,000 hours. But actually, we have worked only for 7,000 hours. So, how much capacity we have utilized? Only 70%. So, actual capacity usage ratio means actual hours divided by maximum hours divided by means how much capacity you have used. Clear? Yes. Next, actual usage of budgeted capacity means how much you have used when compared to budgeted. Guys, see, maximum is 10,000, but I had planned to use only 8,000. I had planned to use 8,000 hours, but I used only 7,000 hours. They are also underutilization. They are also underutilization. How much, sir? 87.5. Hope you're understanding. Guys, maximum we can work for 10,000 hours. But I had prepared a budget only for 8,000 hours. But I ended up working only for 7,000 hours. Hope you are catching it. Yes, sir. Then, and this is there now. This is nothing but fixed overhead capacity variance. Fixed overhead capacity variance we had under fixed overhead. What was the formula to calculate that? Sir, actual hours minus budgeted hours into standard fixed overhead rate per hour. So instead of deducting, you need to just divide here. And into will be 100 because we need to express it in percentage. Next, standard capacity employed ratio. Standard capacity usage ratio means, sir, budgeted hours divided by maximum. Guys, maximum I can work for 10,000 hours. But now we are planning to use for how much? Only 8,000 hours. This is my plan, not my actual. Actual we have seen already 7,7. Clear? So you have planned for how much? Standard capacity employed ratio, which is 80%. Budgeted divided by maximum. Budgeted divided by maximum, guys. Clear? Yes. Sure. So finally, we have done this. So we have completed the costing concepts revision or marathon. See, normally we take more than 100 hours or in fact like 130 or 150 hours in our regular class to complete the class. but in a short period of time, I have tried to complete the entire 15 chapters, all 15 chapters, but as short as possible. Okay, but I have tried to cover the concepts, everything, but in a faster way, guys. Yeah, and also make sure that you guys are watching the questions marathon. I would suggest you to watch the concepts along with questions so that you know the concept and also you know how to apply it. Here also in the concepts marathon, I have told you how to apply it, but specifically questions I would have not covered. So please refer to that also. And hope this was helpful for you guys. I know, especially when you guys are during the exam time, it's very hard to sit for a long hours, to focus for a long hours, but push yourself. You are working for your better tomorrow. Clear. And recently I had shared one quote actually in my channel, that is WhatsApp and Telegram channel. I would like to mention that here. See, when the cost of distraction is too heavy to pay, then the price of focus is better to pay. Clear, is more affordable. The price of focus is affordable. Clear. I repeat because first time it will not go. When the cost of distraction is too heavy to pay, which will cost our life, career, the price of focus is affordable to. Okay, means we can pay it. Because if you don't focus on your studies now, then you have to work hard throughout your life. Okay, and that too, when compared to others, when you guys see in your work or in your company, other people are like much ahead of you, are earning well, working in a better position, you will feel bad about yourself. You will feel guilty. Instead of feeling guilty later, please work now. Even many students will feel guilty even in the exam hall. Shit, I should have studied, and others are all writing full. Clear. You are like, oh, yo, this topic I didn't study. You are sitting empty, idle. There also you will feel, no, okay, I should have studied. Or even after getting results, you will feel like, shit, I should have studied for some more. Okay, 145, 140 I have got, just to miss. Clear. So instead of feeling guilty, please work now and try to increase your productivity as much as possible. How much ever you can, you know what best you can perform, guys. There is no limit for it. Try to perform to your best, and definitely you will get the results what you want. So hope this sessions was helpful for you. So please make sure that you guys make the best utilization of the same. And also if it is helpful, don't forget to share it to your friends. Thank you.